always say it's never as bad as you think, it's never as good as you think. You know, if you have a great win and you go back in, it's never as good as you think either. So, obviously, got to play smarter football. I thought our team did a lot of good things. Don't want to take away from that. You know, it's the grand scheme of thing, it's one game, and we're not going to let it turn into two.
This might be part of your answer, but you've been through situations like this before. You have that experience. You've shown resiliency in the past. You have like a mental template or something, a process by which you come out of a game like that and look toward the next one?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, internally just understanding the game, understanding situations, and making that a point of emphasis on game day, and let it get away from me this last game. And again, I'm not going to let it affect me going forward. You know, as a quarterback in this league, and the best ones are able to kind of put this behind them, but take away, you know, lessons from it, but not let it affect how they play the next game in a negative way. So again, trying to use it to my advantage and learn from it. It's not the first time I've thrown three. And, you know, barring how long I play in this league, hopefully it's a long time. It might not be the last I ever throw three. So again, just trying to put it behind me and focus on playing smart ball and you know, putting this team in situations to win football games.
Where does that confidence come from? Like, being able to kind of push it? Is it the experience that you've had in the league? Is that something that you had coming in to when you have bad moments to kind of maintain?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's internally driven a little bit. It's trust in your teammates. It's having guys come and talk to you and tell you to wash it and get rid of it. So just leaning on those guys in the locker room, and again, looking forward to playing my best ball.
What lessons can you take from the game? Like, what stood out to you? Like, okay, I did this and I didn't change it going forward specifically.
Well, I mean, I think, again, I think all three interceptions came in third down situations. So, one, try not to be in those, we call them red situations, where it's third and longer. And two, understanding when to give up. So, I can sit here and talk about it all I want. You know, got to be about it.
Is that it?
Mentioned, you know, the running plays where you maybe could have gone out of bounds instead of, you know, trying to hurdle or get that extra couple yards. When you're on the field, how do you do that? Like, make those efforts to get out of bounds, like balance kind of wanting to get more yards versus like making that?
Yeah, just going into it and, you know, having good talk with Coach McDermott on, you'll know when that time you need to do that, right? You'll know when you need to try to take over the game. But up until that point, like, again, that's probably later in the game. If we needed a first down or need something, that's when you kind of can do a little bit extra. But again, just understanding the situation, the flow of the game, and getting down and not taking those hits.
Josh, when you said when to give up a second ago, that's interesting. I mean, we've seen you. We know the arm you have, the ability to get the ball in tight windows and that sort of a thing. Your level of competitiveness, all of those things, and I'm just take me inside that a little bit. I think all those throws there were multiple defenders, you know, on the coverage and that sort of a thing. Is it just that you feel like you can get it in there, and you need to make a play in that situation?
I mean, I think that's part of it, and you know, it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes we get away with it, and sometimes it's the greatest play ever. Sometimes it happens the other way, like it did Monday night. And you know, I understand. I want to be smarter. I want to help this team win football games. I don't want to put the ball in harm's way or in jeopardy. And just trying to, again, trust that and trust the guys on the field with me and play selfless ball.
Josh, when you talk about consistency specifically, how do you try to manage that without taking away, you know, the aggressiveness and the things that makes you you?
Yeah, I think, again, just trusting the guys on the field with me and knowing when you can and can't try to make those types of plays. And again, it's like I said earlier, it's the double-edged sword of I get away with it a lot of the times, and sometimes I don't, and sometimes it hurts us. So just knowing when and where to do it, and when not to do it. And again, that's a learning process that takes a long time. And you know, I'm year 6 in this league, and I should know better when to do that. And now I gotta, like I said, gotta go out there and I gotta prove that.
Josh, how do you think Torrance held up in his first real exposure?
I thought he played extremely well. The moment wasn't too big with him. Obviously, the Jets D line is a pretty good group, but I thought he held his own for the most part. And again, he's only going to get better as time goes on.
Josh, why first down struggles? Was it poor execution, poor plays, combination of both? There was a lot of them where, you know, there was a negative gain or no gain to start
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to execution at the end of the day and making sure that, we're prepared, myself being the guy that's the most prepared there. But, we want to stay in front of the chains and not put ourselves in a second and long situation. And, we're trying to get into the 2nd and 5s and 2nd and 4s and trying to skip some 3rd downs. And we didn't do a good enough job with that on Monday. So a lot to learn from this last game, for sure.
Sorry about that. Every time you looked Dalton's way the other night, it was completion. What did you think of his game? And was there maybe more opportunities on film that maybe you saw after reviewing it?
Yeah, I thought he played well. Found himself some ways to get open. I think there was a couple times where still could have plucked the ball on him, decided to opt off and get to a different receiver. But I thought he played smart. I thought he did a good job with the ball in his hands of getting north and getting some extra yards. And again, that trust with me and him will grow over the course of the season.
What gives you, as much as this, you go around town and the sky is falling, it seems, after what happened on Monday, but what gives you and the team confidence in knowing you can bounce back from something like that?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Like the team as a whole.
we had four turnovers, and we had a chance to win it in overtime at really the end of regulation. Came down and scored on a two-minute possession at the end of the regulation there, which, again, guys could have folded, guys could have said this and that, but we came out and we gave ourselves a chance at the very, very least. But now we got to go out there and execute and get a touchdown. And again, I put that upon myself. But you break it down. Our defense played well. Offensively, other than 3 or 4 plays, take those plays out. And I know it's football and you can't do that. But I thought we moved the ball well and we were efficient in what we were doing. And again, it comes down to me making the right decisions.
Josh, you mentioned leaning on teammates when you're trying to reset after a game like that. There's been a decent amount of turnover on this offense. Who do you find is kind of your core support system right now?
Yeah, I mean, Deion Dawkins, I've been here the longest with him. He's been here since I've gotten here. Mitch, Steph, Gabe, and just making sure that, they're communicating to me. And I take things extremely hard, especially when we lose and when we lose the way we did. So those guys coming up and just, giving me knucks or a little hug or something that goes a long way. So, again, we're 24-hour rule. We've learned from it. We're moving on to Vegas, our home opener, and looking forward to Bills Mafia being in the stands.
Sean had also mentioned, though, how there's multiple ways to kind of help you attack the problem of making sure you don't feel like you have to do too much, whether it's teammates talking to you. You said it was multifaceted during practice. What's maybe the most helpful when you're trying to, focus on that?
I think, at the end of the day, it comes down to myself. And this last game, I felt fully prepared. Had a great week of practice. Again, I thought we did some really good things throughout the game, too. Ultimately, offensive ball, you can't have 3 bad plays. It's going to cost your team. So cleaning those up and moving on.
With your emphasis or the team's emphasis on running style, not taking as many hits, how much did you find your maybe instincts being a little changed at all? Meaning on a play-to-play basis on what do I do here?
Yeah, again, just having the thought in my head before the game and just maybe telling myself, like, all right, let's make an added emphasis on getting down or getting out of bounds when you get the first. And just kind of mental reminders for myself to do that. So it's not easy. And again, it's my first real live game. I know preseason is what it is. I got 2 or 3 drives in the preseason, so just knocking some of the rust off and getting back to it.
Josh, there's been a real emphasis on the
How
push
often
for
did you feel
grass fields, after what happened at the Meadowlands, and with Aaron going down. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, for one, I'm gutted for Aaron. I feel like I have a pretty good relationship with him, and a first ballot Hall of Fame guy that there's a lot of, obviously, the whole offseason and the hype surrounding that, and for it to go down that way, it freaking sucks, and I hate that for him. He's such a good dude. He's a fantastic player. I hate to see that. As far as grass goes, I think we've been pushing for this for a long time as players. The way our bodies feel after turf games, after turf practices, for that matter, is significantly different than on grass. And you can bring up all the statistics for this and that, but as players, we feel it and we know it. So, yeah, I know our new stadium's going to have grass, and looking forward to that day, but, you know, it's got to figure out a way to get everybody to get grass.
Josh,
How much did
Go
you
ahead.
feel it on a play-to-play basis regarding what we were talking about earlier? You say you go into it with a certain mindset, maybe some mental checks, thinking about it. But then on a play-to-play basis, when you have to make that half a split second, especially against a defense like that is so fast, did you find yourself after a play or after the whistle thinking, should have done this, or maybe I had it and I stopped to think? Or
Yeah, again, third down situations, that's when things tend to speed up, and just got to recognize that, and again, find a smart play. And again, within the flow of that game, didn't have to be otherworldly, didn't have to be someone other than myself, and I was trying to do too much. And again, a lot to learn from, and excited to get back out on the field and kind of wash that taste out of the mouth, you know.
well, looking ahead to the Raiders, Marcus Peters, Marcus Epps, two different levels, two very good football players. Are those
Go
the kind of
Pokes.
guys you kind of have to know where they are every play?
Yeah, absolutely. Love Marcus. I went to school with him. Looking forward to seeing him again. I got one of his jerseys on my wall, so it's one of my good pals. We did a lot of fun stuff together in college, and you know, playing against him in a more prominent role in a defense, it'll be fun to go against him. And you know, he's playing really well right now, and obviously new system, new team for him. I thought he played well this last game. And as far as Peters goes, you know, he's a longtime vet in this league. He's very savvy, route recognition, tends to jump some routes, and has some success doing that. So we got to be aware of where he's at and who he's on, because he can impact a game.
And then you talked
Last
about
one.
Dalton already specifically, but just the use of 12 personnel being such a jump from last year, it felt like it was going to go that way this season. But what did you make of it with the one game sample size, just how it worked for y'all?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, we're going to continue to grow with it and try different things and new things with those guys, and to see what best suits us. But in terms of, you know, getting Steph in the slot and Dalton and Dawson to one side and just kind of working off of that, again, that part of our game plan will grow as time comes. But excited to see how that can go. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Josh.